Hi, I'm Michael El-Bitar with Weston Maine Homes, and I'm here today with my buddy Ryan Wickens with Cross Country Mortgage.
Why am I just a buddy? Hi, I'm a buddy of Michael El-Bitar, Ryan Wickens with Cross Country Mortgage, and today we're going to be going over why the rate isn't worth the wait.
All right, a little bit about me. I grew up in the industry with parents who invested in real estate and a dad who was in construction. I got a psychology degree that helps me negotiate contracts. Um, At Weston Maine, our team volume was 916 million last year, and my specialties are first-time homebuyers and investors. We're grabbing another coffee.
Thank you for that riveting information, Michael. Again, my name is Ryan Wickens with Cross Country Mortgage. I have over 10 years in the real estate industry. I started as a broker, as a realtor, and have transitioned my way over to the mortgage side of the industry. I do have my CDLP, so if you know anyone getting a divorce, send them my way, please. My team volume in 2022 was roughly 110 million. So again, that speaks on the experience that we do have in the industry. And we offer up to $2,200 off a loan. If you would like more information on that, please reach out to me. So first things first, we're going to go over the three objectives of renting versus owning. The goal of this presentation is to understand the financial impact of owning versus renting, to improve your knowledge and understanding of the real estate, and as well as help people own their homes.
Renting, it's easy, right? Well, you don't have control over your environment, and sometimes the repair quality isn't up to what you would do yourself. We all love when we need to renew our leases and the rent increases. One of the benefits of owning is that that won't happen to you. Your payment's going to stay the same depending on your mortgage. You can also make it your own, if you want to paint the walls, you can do that. One of the main benefits of owning is to create financial freedom. Financial Samurai says that over 70% of Americans' net worth is tied up in their primary residence. To demonstrate this, we are using an example of a $500,000 home in the next few slides with a 6% appreciation rate. This is just an example to give you the idea.
So to start, let's take a look at where your money goes when you're renting versus owning. This is a picture of your wealth. This is your income, investments, assets. This is just a picture of your overall wealth as a whole. When it comes to rent, your rented insurance is going to be $2,913. As you can see what this does to your wealth, it goes down with the contingency of rent. There is going to be zero appreciation in the situation because you are not getting any equity in this situation. So therefore, your total wealth difference is going to be $2,913. When it comes to your first mortgage payment, your taxes and insurance are going to be $322. Your interest and PMI is going to be $3,028. Your principal is going to be $371. But remember, that principal is going to be equity back into the house, so therefore we're going to take that off of your total wealth. Your payment is going to be $3,721, but the true cost, again, because we're negating that principal, is going to be $3,350. At an appreciation of 6%, you're roughly getting $2,500 in appreciation per month. Therefore, your wealth difference in owning is going to be $850. Your wealth difference in renting, right, because we're not getting any equity, is going to be $2,913. Therefore, the ownership advantage in renting versus owning in this situation is going to be $2,063 just in your first month. So to put this in a visual, the wealth difference for year one is going to be roughly $22,399. This is going to be over that 12-month period. This is how much owning versus renting is going to give you in equity.
Now let's go over year three. Your rent and insurance is going to have gone up quite significantly to $3,537. That's a $625 increase after 3 years of renting. Your appreciation is still zero, and the wealth difference is $3,537. All right, let's get into your year three mortgage. Your taxes and insurance will have gone up $55, bringing that to $377. Your interest and PMI will have gone down $90 and $158 respectively, bringing it to $2,780. Your principal payment, which goes into your equity, will have gone up $90, bringing it to $460. Your payment as a whole will have gone down $103, making it $3,617. The cost will have gone down $193, making that $3,157. We're going to use that same 6% appreciation rate, which has gone up $478 in the past 3 years to $2,978. When we apply that appreciation to the wealth difference that is being created, you're only paying $180 to own a house versus $3,537 in rent. That gives you an ownership advantage of $3,357. So in this example, your wealth difference after 3 years of owning a $500,000 home would be $78,000.
All right, let's go ahead and jump to year 5. Your rent and insurance is going to be $3,898. That's going to be $986 more than your first month's rent. Again, appreciation will stay at 0. We are not building any equity. Your wealth difference is going to be $3,898. In your 5th year for your mortgage payment, your taxes and insurance is going to be $408. That is an increase in $86. Your interest and PMI is going to be $2,708. This is actually $161 and $158 less respectively. Your principal is going to be $532. This is an increase in $161. However, this is your equity back into your wealth. Your payment is going to be $3,648. This is a $72 decrease in the situation. Cost is going to be $3,116. We are saving $234 a month in year 5. Your appreciation is going to be compounding yearly at $3,346. This is an $846 increase from year 1. And in this first situation, in year 5, we are actually making money by owning the property. Your wealth difference in renting is going to be $3,898, giving you an ownership advantage of $4,127. If we look at the year 5 wealth difference on a graph, we have a wealth difference of $154,253 in year 5. Now we're going to take a look at stats after year 5 in this situation to look at the total ownership wealth difference between equity and accumulated cash. As we can see, year 5 is still at $154,000, but if we jump up to year 10, all of a sudden we're at $428,000. By year 15, we are at $854,000. By year 20, we are at $1,482,000. By year 25, we are at $2,378,000. And by year 30, and this is when your mortgage is dropping off in this scenario, we are at $3,631,000. And if we want to go all the way up to 35 years, we are looking at $5,321,000. Boom.
Boom. So over your working career, you would have to make an extra $180 per workday in order to make up the difference between renting and owning. All right, this is going to be our cash flow analysis. This is going to show the difference in this example between renting and owning in your monthly payment. So you start off with a delta of $80 a month, and it expands every 5 years, showing the difference in how much you're paying per month. When we get to year 30 here, though, your mortgage drops off and it creates a pretty significant difference. If you continued paying rent for those additional 5 years, that difference would grow to a $13,986 difference. This slide is going to be an example of how appreciation works using a $500,000 home and applying a 6% appreciation rate, because that's what we've seen historically. It's going to increase by 5 years at a time. So we started with $500,000 and we're at $670,000. And it's going to continue to grow. Each of these benchmarks is after 5 years, and this is after 30 years. You're at $2.8 million, and if you hold it for another 5 years, applying that average appreciation, you're going to be worth $3.8 million.
So let's go over all the key details of this loan. As Michael mentioned in the previous slide, this is based on a $500,000 purchase price, but let's go a little bit more into the details of how we came up with all of these numbers. For this scenario, the rent details is $2,850 a month with an annual renter's insurance of $750. With the buying and purchasing of the house, we are looking at a $500,000 purchase price with a 5% down payment. So that down payment would be $25,000 in this instance. We will go over different payment options. It doesn't need to be 5% in future slides. The loan rate in this is going to be 7.25% over a 30-year period. The monthly premium mortgage insurance is going to be $158. The PMI term is going to be over 3 years because in 3 years you will have enough equity into the house to where we can drop off PMI. The annual tax is going to be $1,958 with the annual insurance being $1,910. Our annual maintenance, this means anything that happens with the home, it's kind of some side money that we want to make sure that we have, is going to be at 0.5% or $2,500. The key metrics in this profile is going to be the loan amount is going to be $475,000. Total needed to close would be $25,000. Your monthly ownership cost is going to be $3,721. Your monthly rent cost is going to be $2,913 with that cash flow difference of being negative $808, and your monthly maintenance factor is going to be $208. As we mentioned in these year 1, year 10, year 20 snapshots, we did see year 1, which was that first example that we put out there for renting versus owning. If you remember, we did the total ownership value to be that $22,000 in wealth difference in that first year. However, if we jump to 10 years, it's going to look at $428,000. Year 20 is going to be $1.5 million and so on. So now that we've gone over the meat of this presentation, I just want to say that you can do this. I know in our presentation we used the 5% minimum down payment. However, there are different down payment options depending on what type of buyer you are. For first-time home buyers, you can put down as little as 3%. For veterans, you can put down 0%. And for FHA, you can put down 3.5%. Solutions for down payment. Typically, we can do 2 months and a security deposit. So think about that renting. That is usually enough for a down payment on the house that you'd be looking to get. We can use parents and family members. They can give you a gift towards your down payment in order to be able to afford your first house. We can borrow up to 50% of our 401k. We can look into our IRA Roth distributions, and as well as we can use down payment assistance programs to help you afford that first.
The idea of house hacking has become pretty popular lately. You can use roommates. You can use an ADU, which is basically like creating a lock-off to your basement or something like that, or multiplexes where you buy a 4-unit building and live in one of them and rent out the other 3.
When it comes to credit, credit is fluid. It is never a yes or no when it comes to you being able to purchase a house. It is always a yes or yes. Typically, in most home buying situations, we cannot accept anyone under a 580 credit score. However, we can help you build up to over that 580 credit score. Do not let this stop you from reaching out to us to purchase your first home. Now let's go over a couple what-if scenarios when it comes to bankruptcies, foreclosures, or if you're renting. For Chapter 13 bankruptcy, we need to wait 1 year before you can apply for a loan. For Chapter 7, it's going to be 2 years. For a short sale, it's going to be 2 years. For a foreclosure, it's also going to be 2 years. Let's say you're currently renting and have a current lease contract. Most landlords often don't mind. They are willing to help you break your lease to be able to purchase your first property. Or it is also common for the seller to give you seller concessions for you to be able to break your lease. Now, what if you can't afford what you want?
How to get the home you want. Buy what you can afford. You can always upgrade later by selling the first house you buy and then move into your dream home.
When it comes to timing, most people are unsure when it's time to qualify and when it's time to start looking at houses. But being in the mortgage industry, most people are concerned about the timing of rates. So what can rates do? Rates can either go up or rates can go down. If rates go up, you've locked in a lower rate. Congratulations. If inflation is still not under control, which we've seen over the past few years, rent is on its way up. That means owning is still a good idea. And you've locked in your biggest inflation risk if you locked it in while rates are still on the rise. Now, if rates go down, the good news is we can always refinance you. We can reduce your monthly payment. We could reduce the duration of the loan since you'll have paid off some of your mortgage. Or we can do a combination of the both.
Now let's take a brief look at the home buying process. Your first step will be to meet with me. We will go over what type of home you would like, the purchase price, and the location. Your next step is to meet with Ryan and get pre-approved. After that, we will begin looking for a home for you. Once we find one that you like, you'll make an offer, and if it's accepted, we'll go under contract. Once you're under contract, the due diligence period starts. This is where you become comfortable with the home and find out a lot more information about the home. After that, it's time for closing. This is where the transfer of funds happens and you become a homeowner.
As Michael mentioned, the first step with me is getting pre-approved. We'll start with an application and we'll start going over all of your goals and expectations for your home purchase. Once we get all qualifiable documents, meaning your income, your liabilities, your W-2s if you're W-2 employees, or your 1099s, etc. if you are self-employed, we'll be able to move you along to the approved process. Once you're in the approved process, I will hand you back over to Michael for us to close on this transaction so you could start building wealth.
Thank you for attending our class. I'd like to say, please remember that the information provided in this class was historical data that we projected into the future if trends continue, and it's not financial advice. Talk to you soon.